Hey friends, today we're doing pork belly burn ends, hot honey style, on the smoker. Let's get started. So you can get a whole pork belly if you like. I usually do that, but I saw this already pre-cut into strips for me at Costco. If that way I didn't get as much pork belly, because sometimes I get that big old piece of pork belly and I really don't need that much. This is the perfect amount. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up and get it ready to go so that we can slice it into about 1.5 inch cubes. And then once we're done, we will start to put some dry rub on it. All right, we got everything cut here, my friends. So we are going to go ahead and hit it with some seasoning. We're not going to be stingy with it either. I'm going to use Holy Gospel from Meat Church. So let's start hitting it with that rub. We'll do a layer across the top, and then I'm going to start grabbing each individual piece and flipping them over. That way I know I get that rub all the way around on every piece. And as I get it on there, then I'll set it on my rack here that we're going to use on that smoker. I've already got my smoker sitting at about 240 degrees right now. And we're going to let this go once we get them on the smoker for probably about 2 to 3 hours. And then we'll pull them off and do the next step. All right, I got all those pork belly burnt ends all fully coated with that seasoning. Smoker's ready. I got some applewood on there and a little bit of hickory. We're gonna put this on there for about 2 hours, and then from there, I'll show you what we do next. Let's get it going. Those pork belly burnt ends are off the smoker. So we are now gonna start getting them into this pan so that we can begin to toss them in our next ingredients. I'm using my tongs here. We're going to throw them all in the pan because they're still pretty warm. You can definitely smell these too. They're delicious. When making these pork belly burnt ends, they're always a crowd favorite. People love them. Even great when you warm them up for leftovers. Chop them up in a little bit smaller pieces. Pull them some eggs and a breakfast burrito. Some breakfast tacos the next morning. Can never go wrong. So we're going to finish putting these all in the pan. And then we just got a couple of ingredients here that we're going to put on top of all these pork belly burnt ends. And then once we get it topped off, we'll be taking some aluminum foil, putting it across the top, seal it up nice and really tight, and getting it back on that smoker. All right, last one is in the pan. There we go. All right, so we're going to take ourselves just a little bit of butter, slice it up a little bit here, and just spread out those pats of butter around the top of those pork belly burnt ends. And then next, what we're going to be doing is taking some brown sugar. And we're just going to throw that around the top of that as well. All these ingredients are actually mixed together once it gets back on that smoker. We don't have to do really any mixing here at all. And you could use regular honey for this, especially since you got a hotter season. But, today we're going hot honey pork belly burnt ends, so I'm using my favorite, Mike's Hot Honey. So we'll just continue to coat some of that across the top as well. All three of these new ingredients right here that we're putting in the pan, once again, they'll blend together once we get that foil here over the top. And that steam gets inside of there, and just all that butter melts inside of there as well with that brown sugar. So we're bringing the sweet and the heat. All right, we'll grab a piece of that foil. Go ahead and get it nice and sealed across the top of that aluminum pan. And then we're going to put it back on the smoker here, friends, for about 45 minutes. And then once we get them off the smoker, we'll come check them again. All right, everybody, moment of truth. We're gonna pull that foil off of that pan. I just pulled it off that smoker. See that steam coming out of there as well. So I'm actually gonna use another rack here. And I'm gonna set them on that rack before we plate them. And what we're gonna do is just let them cool right here on this rack for a couple of minutes. And then we'll add them to the plate and add our final ingredients. All right, friends, so here's another tip. All of that glaze that's still left at the bottom of that pan, I put them on the rack here. I'm still gonna finish them off one more time before we add some sauce, because that honey hot mix that's in the bottom of that pan is absolutely delicious as well. And it's been rendering down with that pork belly along the process. So we definitely don't want to just throw it out. Let's make sure we use it. There we go. And to be honest, it just gives it a nice little glaze across the top. It looks really good as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start plating our pork belly. And once we get done plating it, then I'll show you what we're going to do next, friends. As the sun goes down, pork belly is plated. A lot more pork belly off to the side here, but this is the first plate. You could use any sauce you want on your pork belly burn-ins or anything else, to be honest. But we're going to go with a little Blues Hog raspberry chipotle seasoning. So we're going to just drizzle some of that barbecue sauce right across the top. Oh yeah, my friends. We're going to find myself a little one right here as well. Put some sauce on that one for myself. We'll give it a little taste test. Still nice and warm. See that? Just give that squeeze. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, my friends. Absolutely delicious. Awesome. So the reason I saved these off to the side is because these are to serve right now. I didn't put that barbecue sauce on these. I'm going to save these and use them later for this pork belly tacos that I was telling you about as well. You can also do like a pork belly and egg breakfast taco, burrito, a taco on your Blackstone. Great idea as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy our little pork belly experiment today with that Mike's Hot Honey. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.